Going? Josue back again with another video on Hear Me Raw. And today I want to talk to you guys about how to know if you are on the right path. You know, many of us, we feel lost, and I felt lost, and sometimes I do get lost. You know, we get lost. There's a lot going on in life. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of things happening. There's always something happening in life. Nothing ever stands still. Like, even if you see something standing still, it is not standing still, because life is about energy and vibration and frequency. So things are always moving all the time. Things never stop. It's just that we tend to think that they stop, but they don't. So in a world that everything is always moving, of course we're gonna get lost when something is always happening. You know, we have social media. There's stuff happening all around the world. We are all impacted. We are all connected. So of course, like, you know, all these energies are mixing, all these different experiences that we're having, all these different perceptions, all these different meanings, all these different interpretations. We're going to get confused, we're going to get lost, we're going to change, we're going to evolve, and that's supposed to happen. So what do you do when that happens? What helps me to center myself again, to kind of, you know, make things a little bit better, so that way I feel grounded again. You know, it's all about really grounding ourselves. So of course, you can always go out to nature, take your shoes off, and just walk barefoot. That always helps. But in a way that keeps me grounded is the way I look. Is the way that I look at life. Excuse me. Had to let that one out. But yes, it's the way that I look at life. Our perception is everything. Perception is everything. How we see the world is everything, and we all see the world differently. In our perceptions, everything is truly, truly, truly important. And it's also very important that we are all here together and we are experiencing life together, because we can all learn from each other, because we're all experiencing different, you know, aspects of life. We're experiencing different, you know, we all have our own different journeys, which means we're all learning our own lessons. Like, you're going to learn lessons that I'm not going to learn, and through you learning that lesson and you know, talking to me, experiencing, you know, expressing your journey to me, when you do that, I come away, you know, having learned something. You know, I take a little piece of you with me. You know, and that's what we do. We take pieces and bits of each other all the time, and it works out that way. But, you know, that the way I see it is like, we are always on the right path. You know, everybody is always on the right path. The path that we are on, essentially, is just the path that really leads us within us. It's always a path that leads us back within. You know, we come into this world as babies and we have fun. We're enjoying life. We're in tune with our higher selves. We're children, and we're just happy just to be alive. When we're expressing ourselves in every way imaginable. We see the wonder and magic in the world, but that gets taken away. And, you know, it's part of it. It's part of it for it to be taken away, because we kind of need that contrast. You know, there's a reason why we forget that we are who we are. Is to kind of relearn. Like, it's all part of the journey. Like, happiness is a journey. You know, happiness is not a destination. Nothing that you get, nothing that you do in life will truly make you happy, to be honest with you. Because, you know, we think that when we get something that we'll be happy, right? But that's not the case. Because if someone, let's say you wanted a car, like, and it's very expensive, and then somebody just gives it to you, you might be happy for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so. Maybe you might not even be happy that long. Like, when it's handed to us, you know, we lose the journey. You know, it's all about the journey. It's all about getting there. It's all about learning the things that we need to do to get there. It's about leveling up and growing. You know, it's all about aligning ourselves to that vibration and then staying in that vibration. That's the fun part. You know, manifestation, like, the journey is more important than the manifestation itself. It's through it. Like, my best example for that is when I was working out. You know, when I still work out now, I'm back in the gym. But when I first started working out, man, like, it wasn't the body that really, you know, getting the body wasn't like the big part of it. The fun part of it was going to the gym every day and, like, flexing and just enjoying the journey, having fun, seeing my body grow, seeing my body change, and knowing that I had something to do with it. That was the most fun part of it all, you know. Getting really sore, you know, waking up like could barely even being able to walk, you know, walking up the stairs, all of that pain, all of that struggle, all that I went to, it was so much fun. And also sharing it with others. It's always fun when we share it with others. It's amazing how we can experience life together. And so it's not about the destination, it's really about the journey. So And one way that now is allowing me to enjoy the journey is just my awareness of it all. If you pay attention, if you truly pay attention, you have to be aware. You have to be in the present moment. You have to bring yourself back to the point where you can just be, because being is what's important. We are human beings. Not human doings, we're human beings. So we have to take the time to be. When we take the time to be, then we can see what's really around us. Sometimes we run around so long. We run around all over the place, like just looking everywhere but within ourselves, and we never take the time to be. But now that I've been taking the time to be in my life now, I'm seeing the signs. I'm seeing the signs that the universe has given me. And the universe gives you signs all the time. They call synchronicities. And the way the universe speaks to me a lot is through numbers, and also signs as well, but numbers is like the main one. Numerology is amazing. Astrology is also amazing as well. If you want to know more about yourself, you want to know more about life, look into it, do the research. You have to kind of unlearn. When we go to school, they don't really teach us this stuff. They don't teach us what we really need to know. They don't teach us about ourselves and where we come from. So the signs, like I started seeing numbers. I've been seeing numbers my whole life, but when I started paying attention, I started seeing repeating numbers that will always show up, whether it's in license plates, phone numbers. Maybe I went out to the store and I bought something and that number is there. 11 is a very powerful number that keeps showing up in my life now. But this latest synchronicity has to do with chestnuts. Yes. So, no, wait. So I have an interview in this juice bar in this city, and it's in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. And it's funny because I've never been there. It's around Boston, but I've actually never been there. And for some reason, that's in the same week, right? I was in a river and I actually stepped on a water chestnut. I've never heard of a water chestnut, but I was walking in the river and I can't see there, but I stepped on something and it hurt. It hurt really bad. I could walk, but it was every step was painful a couple of days ago. Every step was painful, but I ended up looking up and figuring out that it was a water chestnut. And then my friend Nick, he actually, yesterday he walked out and he noticed chestnuts on the ground, and for some reason they really, spoke out to him. He noticed them. He was aware of them. Something about the chestnuts caught his attention. And also he was talking to somebody online, and that person mentioned chestnuts, and when he heard the word chestnut, it really appealed to him as well once more. And then yesterday, after I helped him clean this house, we went to a store and it was in Chestnut Hill. I'm wondering, I think that's very interesting. We made those connections that I mentioned earlier. After the fact that I mentioned, it's kind of interesting that my place, the interview that I have, is in Chestnut Hill, and you just brought me to Chestnut Hill for the first time because I had never been there, and then we just made all the connections. So then I went and looked up the meaning of chestnut, because words are vibration. Words, it's all about the numbers. Science has proven that the world it's a holographic universe. It's a program, and it's all about numbers. It's binary code. So numbers are everything. The world, if you believe, you can say God is a mathematician. So letters also have vibration. Every letter has a vibration. And so the word chestnut, I looked up the numerology aspects of it, and literally everything that it says has to do with where I am in my life. It's been things that I've been kind of figuring out because I'm paying attention and I'm analyzing, and I'm learning more about myself. And then this number, the chestnut, when I looked that up and what its meaning was, not only it's spiritual, it's symbolic meaning, but as well as numerology meaning, because there are meanings everywhere. There are signs everywhere if we just pay attention. But we get too distracted. We have to, even if it's for 15 minutes a day, meditate, take the time to slow down and pay attention. There is beauty and magic all around you. So it's just amazing. This kind of stuff makes me really happy. I get pretty excited. I love seeing the synchronicities because the synchronicities let me know that I'm on the right path. Seeing the numbers 1111, 111, 222, 333, the angel numbers, these all have meanings. These all have meanings. We just have to pay attention. And when we see these numbers, we pay attention to what we're thinking about. If you want to know an answer, we have a guiding system, and we have, we're in a relationship with everything around us. There are no coincidences in this life at all. So if you want to know if you're on the right path, I'm telling you, like, you really truly are always on the right path, because the path of life is really to just experience life, is to really grow and expand, is to just experience life in as many ways as you can, as you want to, find out what you want and really go for it, do it over and over again. In life, we're meant to create. We are manifestors, the power to create worlds lies within each and every single one of us. We have been creating ever since we were here. If you're thinking, you are creating. So it's all about fine-tuning your thinking. It's all about, what do you want to think about? What do you want to focus on? What do you want in life? And that's what you put out. You think, you change what you think about, and you change your world. Change your thoughts and you change your world. But you're always on the right path, whether or not you're thinking about it or not. There's sometimes, many of us, we do it subconsciously. I mean, we do it unconsciously. We're not thinking about what we're creating, so we end up just creating something that we don't want. Many of us are living in our own personal hell, having no idea that we have an impact, that we can change things if we choose to. But the thing is, even though somebody might come to you and tell you this, and they tell you that you can be happier, that you don't have to suffer. Suffering is a choice. You don't have to suffer. They tell you that you don't have to suffer, but most of us, we have fallen in love with our suffering. That's our comfort zone. Even though it's painful, it's what we're comfortable. It's what we are used to. And even if you are comfortable in your suffering, guess what? That's still the right path, because you're still in your suffering. You're going to learn more about what you don't want. If you're paying attention, you just have to start paying attention. And once you start paying attention, you're going to realize, like, okay, this did not sit well with me. I don't want this. I don't want that. Anything that happened, all the bad things that happened, just tell you what you don't want, so then you can just stop focusing on that and then focus on what you do want. Everything in life is there for a reason. The contrast. The contrast is absolutely important. We need the good and the bad. We can't just have the good, otherwise we will never know what the bad was. So if you want to know if you're on the right path, you are on the right path. It's all about just whether or not, like, sometimes we take unnecessary roads, but even those unnecessary roads will teach us something. There is always something to learn. There are always signs. There is always something happening. Life never sits still. So it's I don't know, it's a beautiful journey. It is absolutely a beautiful journey, and it's all necessary. It is all beautiful. It's all connected. It is all happening for a reason. So don't think that your life is meaningless. Don't think that you're not doing anything with your life. Just, all you have to do is just get back into alignment. Just be aware, be conscious of what you're thinking. Decide what you want in life. I think it's all about expressing ourselves. It's about getting to the point where we can truly express ourselves. That is freedom right there. We're looking at freedom like, being able to do whatever anytime you want or whatever. But true freedom, I believe, is freedom of expression. If you can be yourself, you'll be so much happier. I know that most of the times when people are not happy, it's just simply because they're not expressing themselves. They're afraid that they're not going to be accepted. So if we can just get to that place where we can feel free to be who we are and not be scared about being judged, that is freedom. That is happiness. You look at kids, they love to just express themselves, to express who they truly are. And it doesn't come from a place of fear. It comes from a place of love. So that's my video for the day, guys. If you like it, hit the like button below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one if you have not already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.